What is up, Roland Empire? I'm here all to give you guys my top 10 favorite movies of 2016. Okay, guys? I've given one, I think, last year, and how I went, this is just my list. I'm not setting in stone that these are and how should be the top 10 movies of the year. No, no, no. Alright, I'm going to put it clear that they're my favorites. Once you guys see my, list, you guys can agree, disagree with it. Let me know with a constructed argument. What were your 10? I would love to hear it. This is, a sharing process. So I'm going to just give 10 because I just feel like 10 is the solid way to just kind of like celebrate 10 great movies, but kind of keep it restricted to not cheat and try to fit every single one, even though there were a lot of great movies, especially in 2016. I'm going to kind of mix it up where it's going to be some of them are kind of like really my favorites that I really liked. Others are really well-made movies. And then some are really like just together. I love all of them. But for me, that's how it is. This is my list. This is how I'm dealing with it. Where it's like some of them will edge them out because they were better movies. Others will edge them out because they were my favorites. Coming in at number 10 is The Nice Guys. The Nice Guys was just a wonderful little overlooked movie. I just love Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe. Their dynamic really made for this movie, but it was just really intellectual. And just the comedy was just very laugh out loud in a way where, you would have to understand it. Coming in at number 9 is Zootopia. This animation really, I was in awe with it. I didn't expect too much from the promotional, but once I saw this movie, I was, impressed with the topics tackled. I just loved how this was. It reminded me of Pixar. It was an embodiment of it looked like a kid's movie, the aesthetics, but just the topics, the story, the dialogue was all adult centered. And this movie is just a great movie for kids and especially for adults. Coming in at number 8 is Sing Street. Sing Street, it's just an incredible premise that the boy tells the girl he has a band, and then go out and make this band, and the way he gets everybody together and just having the meaning of, always trying to express yourself in any way, trying new different things. Jack Renner, gives an incredible performance. This really gave a very optimistic feel of just, of this type of topic, this, type of kind of like relationships, friendships people go through. Coming in at number 7 is Hell or High Water. Hell or High Water. Just this little movie that came out at the end of the summer. That's really where the ground is for the summer movies. I went in to check it out, and I just came out really impressed with it. It's just the direction was taken care of so well. They used it in a way to tell the story and move it around. The actors are great. Chris Pine, one of his best performances outside of Star Trek. Now this is probably his best. Ben Foster gives a performance where he proves that he's an actor to be reckoned with, and people should take him more serious and give him more credit. Jeff Bridges, for most of the time, he gives better performances than, at least phoning it in type performances, and this is a really good one. This just shows that he is an incredible actor. Coming in at number 6 is Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Yes, this is a movie that I'm going to be watching way more because I am a big Star Wars fan. But, there probably were a little bit better made movies. And it still came out at number 6. It's good. And I just love how this film kind of paid respects to the originals and the prequels. I appreciate how both sides are. And this movie was the middle ground of the movie. It definitely made me want to watch New Hope again. And it definitely made A New Hope even more humanized, more rich, even though it was a rating. But it just elevated it. And the characters, the little gripe was I wanted more charismatic, development of them. But still, I enjoy the characters. I like how they matched the tone for the film. And this movie was just a nice connective tissue and expanded the mythology of the Star Wars universe and also giving some, little Easter eggs to 3 and then just paying its respects to 4. Coming in at number 5 is La La Land. Oh, this movie, I just adore it so much. I like going back to watching it. It's just a wonderful musical, and it's more than just a romantic film. It's just so special, just how they can capture everything, how, you can get the performances out, and just how, depending how you want to shoot it, how big, how small, just Just the music is really good. It's the soundtrack I listened to after I watched the movie. It really captures a wonderfulness of just how, just how your passion could be, how whatever you set your dreams out, go achieve them. You have several choices, but there's always this kind of bittersweet feeling, and this movie kind of captured all that and gave you a perfect bow of how to wrap it. Coming in at number 4 is Swiss Army Man. Swiss Army Man is just a movie I did not expect. The trailer just seemed very crazy, but I felt like, I'm gonna have a good time with this movie. I did not expect it to be a great film. I love how Paul Dano and just teaches Danny Radcliffe things of life. I like how they tell a really good story of how, it's okay to be yourself. It's normal is boring, and they taught it in a way where it's just all crazy. And I like that, it didn't take itself too serious, but it delivered a message that, it was just a good way to just tell yourself that, the normal thing is to be weird. And I just loved how it emphasized that, not in a way where it was hitting you over the head, but in a way where it's just giving you a fun little like adventure. Coming in at number 3 is Edge of 17. Edge of 17 just was a great coming to age story. Haley Steinfeld is like the best performance in True Grit. I just love how great this dialogue is. All these kids feel natural. The way they interact with the teachers, the situations we all relate to. It centers on a girl, but there's something to relate to, whether it's her or anybody around, whether it's her brother, her friends, just teachers around. You just find someone to relate to, and it just gives a good lesson. This is stuff you probably heard before, but I just love how this was a way where it showed it to you, where it kind of mirrored depending how you could see a situation. Coming in at number 2 and number 1, these were very freaking hard. I didn't know where to put them. I love them both so much. Probably as this list, I had to put this one way, but one day I might end up switching them both. But these two films, I adored them so much. So I'm going to start like this. Coming in at number 2 is Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge was an incredible war piece. I just loved this movie so much, from the story to the battlefield scenes. Andrew Garfield gets one of his best performances of all time. I just felt the emotion. This was a character you could feel for. He was so nice, and he still wanted to serve his country. He just didn't want to touch a gun, but he wanted to be a brave soldier. And I just love how, he gets his due, and they built him up so well. We don't take long, but we know what we need to know, from his father to, him, getting married to his girlfriend, to just him realizing who he is. And then you see the war scenes, and the war scenes are so terrifying. Mel Gibson knew how to direct war, and he directed in a way where it felt honest. It felt terrifying. It's because people sign up, but some people know what they're getting into, others don't. And this is honestly just how it feels to be at war. It's not all sunshines and daisies. I understand that, and it just showed it in an intense way. They built up characters around so you can kind of understand. They're all centered around Andrew Garfield, but everybody has their moment that you care for them, whether they die or they live. It was just an incredible film that just had everything. I just had a great time as analyzing it as a film, realizing that we don't get films like this that are just perfect. And now coming in at number 1 is Captain America Civil War. This movie is just one of the best Marvel Studios movies that we got in. I love that it's culminated to this. You had Iron Man's group, Captain America's group. We built them up already, especially with their franchises. They have something that they just can't agree on, and then the people join them. And it was just a great way how, it came down all to this now. Black Panther's story, crashing through and driving through both of their, storylines, fits so well. It didn't feel forced. Having Spider-Man, make an appearance, but make an appearance that it's a welcoming return and didn't feel jarring, was just great. I just love how the Russo brothers were able to weave everything in so well. I'm prepared with Infinity War now. This was their pre-game warm-up, and they did an incredible job. That airport scene is something incredible. It's one of the best for comic book, action sequences. It really is, keep you entertained, keep you busy knowing what everybody's going. They just balanced that so well. The Arctic scene, the one that took at the Hydra base after, was really good. Usually it will fall down, but no, it picked up even further, and it just gave me more, elevation of all these characters and what went on. And for just a Disney movie, these were themes that were really a little bit dark to tackle, but they did it, and the fight for that was really meaningful, and you could tell that this was it, and this is what it came down to. And this movie just from getting all this built up, getting the new characters to give us time to know them, fall in love with them. The action sequences are just entertaining, make sense, and are just incredible to watch. All these 10 movies, seriously, they all could be argued for number one. I love them all so much. It was really hard to pick. This was a hard year. They are very all close, like almost like hairline by hairline. Almost all of them are together. I had to combine them as some of my favorites, some of the better made movies. But this is my list. I can do whatever I want with it. If you argue with it, then fuck off. If you understand that it's my list and you're going to give me yours, then I am all ears. Let me know, guys, what were your top 10 movies of the year. I am interested to know and read throughout the comments. As always, roll on Empire, laugh, smile, repeat.